Welcome to the official YouTube channel for the Colin Cowherd Podcast. Go on, hit the subscribe button. There you go, right down there. If you want to be among the first to hear my weekly takes, NFL, college football, more, right there. Something else I think about is the NBA has finalized their deal with ESPN, NBC, and Amazon to get $76 million over 11 years. And listen, it's like people that overreacted to Bronny James going to the Lakers. You don't like LeBron. I get it. I'm not looking for you to be honest. TNT has 5 days to match. I think the most interesting part of the NBA deal isn't ESPN, NBC, or Amazon. It's TNT, who has, again, about a week to match, or their 40-year relationship is over. So let me tell you, let's say you run TNT. I'm a consumer, and I think I'm your typical sports consumer. If you let the NBA go, I can just tell you I'll never watch TNT again. It'll just be one of those things I scroll past. That's the only reason I watch TNT. And the Kenny Smith, Barkley, Shaq, Ernie show, I watch an hour before the games start. And I'll often stay 30 minutes after the games are over if I'm not doing a podcast. So no NBA, I'm not watching for the Western Conference Finals of the NHL because the Stanley Cup I'll watch. ESPN's got that. I'm not watching for, an occasional early round baseball playoff series. Fox has the World Series. I'm not watching TNT. So if you ran TNT, would you rather sign the deal, keep me as a consumer, though you lose money on the deal, but you keep me watching your shoulder programming, your pregame show, your postgame show, seeing all sorts of ads, promotions for other shows during your NBA coverage, or lose me completely as a consumer? That's the decision TNT has. They're not going to make money on this deal. But you sign the deal to be able to promote other shows, try to expand how often I, as a consumer, am watching. Because I'm not going to watch TNT. It's over. I'm not watching for Mountain West football and early round baseball playoff series. It's over. I'm done as a consumer. And so, it's very easy to say, well, they're going to lose money. All these networks are going to lose money on the NBA. ESPN, because they're a current rights holder, doesn't have to market and promote the NBA as a new rights holder. NBC and Amazon have to go out and spend so much money on marketing, promotion, hiring remote crews to ramp up, like overspend early to pull in new audience. ESPN's got me. I know where the NBA is. So they have the benefit of being a current rights holder, an incumbent, if you will, in the political business. They're an incumbent. So I know what to expect. Don't have to love their coverage all the time. Love Mike Breen. Don't love most of the coverage, but I know what to expect, and I know where they're on my TV or my phone, right? And so that's the decision. That's why it's difficult. So ESPN does it because it's tonnage. It fills space. They can promote other shows, other leagues, other whatever. And they can use NBA highlights, and they can put it on Scott Van Pelt after the games, and it helps so many ancillary parts of the coverage. That's an easy one for ESPN. But for TNT, they don't have me for anything other than that. And if they don't sign it, they lose me completely as a consumer. So I think these decisions are much more difficult than people think. Are you willing to sign up for something that you know is not going to be profitable? But I at least keep you as a consumer. And maybe over the course of time, I can move you into another show. I can move you into other platforms that I'm connected to. That's the trick in it. All right, forget what the calendar says. The football season actually, to me, starts Saturday. The Baltimore Ravens open their camp for the rookies. DraftKings has a best ball millionaire contest. It is the biggest fantasy contest ever. We're talking $15 million guaranteed dollars in the prize pool. $15 million from DraftKings. That's a big number. With two millionaires being crowned for first and second place. That is life-changing. If you're a set it and forget it type, then best ball is for you. No waiver wires, no roster management, bigger rosters so injuries won't end your season, only the draft, and that's it. You are set for the season. I like that, right? So you can play it and have a life too. Check it out. This year, DraftKings offering everyone a draft one, get one special. Everybody gets this. Your $20 entry fee, that's it, $20, scores you a bonus ticket. So get ready for the best ball week at DraftKings. Download the DraftKings app. Takes 90 seconds. Put in the code Colin. That's me, Colin. All customers who enter NFL Best Ball 15 million millionaire contest get a bonus ticket. Only during Best Ball week, only on DraftKings. Listen, the NBA has challenges. It's getting very European, okay? And when you're international and you don't introduce consumers to players until they reach the professional level, it's a disadvantage. And something I've been on for years, and you know this if you're honest, I have been banging on Adam Silver for years, who considers college basketball the enemy. The NFL understands the value of college football, is that if you're only introducing fans to players, new players, once they arrive to the NBA, it's a huge, huge disadvantage. College football introduces you to an Ohio State wide receiver for 3 years minimum. Okay, so you have some sort of connection with the player, some emotional connection. By the time he's an NFL player, you're buying his jersey. I have never understood the dogma, the anti-college basketball vibe I get from the NBA. Those of us with a social life don't watch the G League. We don't watch it. So the bottom line is like next year, Cooper Flagg at Duke. I can't wait to watch him. At Duke, goes to the G League, I don't watch him. Goes overseas, I don't watch him. Most of us have a life. We're not going on YouTube to watch Euro video or G League video. So Cooper Flagg is going to go to Duke, is going to get connected with one of these shoe companies, and is absolutely going to move the television needle when he comes into the NBA, if he goes to a reasonable team. Like if remember, the worst team in the NBA generally doesn't win the lottery. If he goes to a team with some promising stars, it's the one thing I really like about the NIL in college is that I think it'll help college basketball. It makes college football just more of a top-heavy bidding war. It used to be a facilities issue. Now it's an NIL issue for the top teams. Not that many changes in the last 20 years in college football. You notice the Ohio States and the Georgias and the Texas and the big school, they have all the money too. LSU is going to outbid people for top players. But I do think the NIL in college basketball will keep the Kansas guy around, the UConn guy around, some of them for another year. So I have a stronger emotional connection than going into the NBA. I think it's a real thing. I mean, that's why Villanova guys may not be stars, but are really powerful in the NBA, because I watched them for 3 years in college. I know who Mikal Bridges is and Jalen Brunson is. And Dante DiVincenzo. I watched them in college. Josh Hart for years. So I have a little bit of a relationship. They don't even have to be stars in the NBA. I'm familiar with them. So I do think that the NBA is going through a very challenging time with all the European escalation to just more great players globally. I mean, the draft now is virtually, the NBA draft, the WNBA draft has players that can immediately, Caitlin Clark, immediately come in and be productive culture changers. NBA has none of those. It's crazy. I watched the NBA draft for 30 minutes. I'm like, I have no real opinion on any of these players outside of the Connecticut guys. So hopefully the NIL keeps a handful of 5 or 6 really high-end players. I mean, Zach Edey. I know who he is. I'm excited to watch him in the NBA. I don't know what he's going to be, but I'll watch him. Football has always understood that. Hopefully the NBA can figure it out.